Welcome to Mike's Yoga channel and welcome to this post-game yoga for tennis players. When you're ready, roll your mat, grab some water, and let's get started. Okay everyone, so let's start by coming into a seated position and we'll start with a head to knee pose. So let's start by extending our right leg out long, keeping this right foot flexed towards you. Left foot can just hug into the right thigh. And now from here, on your next inhale, bring the hands up towards the sky. Exhale, melt it forward, really breathing into the back of this right leg here. So breathing into the calf, the hamstring. And on your next exhale, slowly roll it back up. From here, we'll just take it over to the other side. So extending this left leg long, keeping this left foot flexed towards you, bringing the right foot into that left thigh. Again, on your next inhale, bring the hands up. Exhale, shift a little bit towards that left leg and then melt it forward, really breathing into the back of the left leg here. And exhale, mindfully release. Great job, you guys. From here, let's make our way into an extended child's pose. So let's bring our knees as wide as the mat, letting the big toes touch behind you. And then from here, just start to walk your hands out long in front of you, letting your forehead rest in the mat. In this pose, we're really breathing into the shoulders, the back, as well as the hips. So option to stay here, or if you like, we can walk our hands off the left side of our mat. And again, bring that forehead down. So if you do this, you should definitely feel a nice stretch on the right side body. And if you're on the left side, let's bring it over to the right side. Same thing. And if you're on the right side, let's bring it back to center. And from here, let's make our way up into all fours. So let's stack the hands right underneath the shoulders, knees right underneath the hips, finding a nice foundation here. And now from here, let's extend the right leg out long and just slowly rock up and down. Again, giving the leg some love here. And then from here, let's step that right foot over the left and look back over our left shoulder back at our right foot. Exhale, come back to center. Let's just take that over to the other side. So extending that left leg long, slowly rocking up and down. Nice stretch for the ankle here as well. And then from here, let's step that left foot over the right. Look back over your right shoulder, back at your left foot. Exhale, come back to all fours. Now from here, we're gonna give the wrists some love. So starting with your right wrist, let's just turn that right hand back so it's pointing towards you. And from here, you can kind of slowly, very mindfully, just rock up and down. Feeling a nice stretch in that wrist. Let's release that right wrist and take it over to the other side, turning that left hand around, pointing towards you. Just slowly find any movement that feels nice. And exhale, release. From here, let's bring our hands just a little bit forward and we'll come into a high cobra. So opening up the chest, opening up the heart. Make sure the legs are extended out long behind you. Keep your core slightly engaged here. And on your next exhale, let's curl the toes, lift the hips up, and we'll come into downward facing dog. In this down dog, let's make sure our fingers are spread wide, hands are actively pushing into the mat, and then feel free to pedal out your feet here again, really breathing into the back of the legs. When you're ready, let's just find a nice neutral position. We'll hang out here for a couple breaths. Now from here on your next inhale, let's lift that right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, bend the right knee, step the right foot up in between the hands, lower the left knee down, left shoelaces down. Then from here on your next inhale, let's rise up, coming into a low lunge. So in this low lunge, let's find a nice foundation here. So first and foremost, let's make sure this right knee is stacked over the right ankle. And then let's make sure these hips are in one line. So for some of us, we may have to draw that right hip back just a hair and bring this left hip forward. Again, keep that core slightly engaged here, arms up overhead. Great stretch for the hips and the psoas. Now again, option to stay here, or another option is we can take a twist. So if you want to do the twist, let's bring the hands together at your chest, and then on your next exhale, just shift to the right, letting that left tricep rest on top of the right leg. If you are in a twist on your next exhale, let's come back to center. And then from here, let's bring the hands down to the mat and slowly keep bringing them down the mat, straightening out this right leg. So keeping this right foot flexed towards you. Again, really breathing into the back of the right leg. And just resting on your fingertips or your palms, or if you happen to have a block nearby, you're welcome to rest that right hand on a block. Exhale, let's bring it back forward, plant the hands, and we'll step it back to downward facing dog. Great job, you guys. When you're ready, let's take it over to the other side. So inhale, lift that left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, bend the left knee, step that left foot up in between the hands, lower the right knee down, right shoelaces down. Inhale, rise up, coming into a low lunge. So again, let's make sure this left knee is over the left ankle, hips are in one line. So on this side, we may have to draw that left hip back and just bring that right hip forward. Core slightly engaged. As always, make sure to breathe. Again, option to stay here, or we can take a twist, bringing the hands together, and then shifting over to the left, letting that right tricep rest on top of that left leg. And if you're on that twist, let's bring it back to center. On your next exhale, bring the hands down to the mats and keep sliding them down, finding a runner stretch on this side, straightening out this left leg, keeping that left foot flexed. Again, breathing into the calf, the hamstring. If you have that block, you're welcome to rest that left hand on the block. Exhale, shift it forward, plant the hands, and we'll step it back to downward facing dog. Great job, you guys. Now from here on your next inhale, slowly shift forward, make your way into a high plank, and then exhale, mindfully bring it all the way down. And now from here we'll take a belly shavasana. So let's start by looking to our left, so bringing the right ear down into the mats. Arms can just rest by your sides. Coming back to your breath, taking a much deserved break. And on your next exhale, let's come back to center. And now from here, option just to stay on this belly shavasana if this feels nice, or if not, we'll take a fun pose here. So let's bend the right knee, grab a hold of that right ankle with the right hand, and then do the same to the left. Bend that left knee, grab a hold of that left ankle with the left hand, keep both feet flexed. And now from here on your next inhale, kick your feet into your hands, lift yourself up. Exhale, release. Now from here, let's look over to our right, bringing the left ear down into the mat, finding a belly shavasana on this side. And on your next exhale, let's mindfully make our way onto our backs. And once we get to our backs, we'll come into a fish pose. So how we get in this fish pose, first let's bring the soles of the feet rooted in the mat. And let's lift the lower back up, slide our hands underneath our low back, extend the legs back out long, shimmy your shoulders underneath you. And now from here, keeping the feet flexed towards you, lift yourself up, keeping most of the weight on your forearms. Look back at your toes, maybe give them a little wiggle. Now from here, bring the crown of the head down into the mat, or you can let it hover. We'll just hang on here for a couple breaths. Exhale, lift that head back up, slowly release. Great job, you guys. From here, let's make our way into a bridge pose. So once again, let's keep the soles of the feet rooted in the mat. And in this bridge pose, try and keep your legs as straight as you can in one line. So you don't want your knees coming out wide. Keeping your legs straight. Try to imagine you have a block in between your knees. So from here on your next inhale, let's lift the hips up towards the sky. Once again, shimmy the shoulders underneath you, clasping the hands together. And now from here on your next inhale, let's bring the hands up towards the sky, come up onto the tiptoes, and then from here on your next exhale, slowly lower the spine back to the mat. And we'll take a constructive rest, bringing the feet as wide as the mats, letting the knees knock in towards each other. Hands can rest by your sides, or you can have one hand on your belly, the other one on your heart. Exhale, release. From here, let's make our way into a reclined butterfly. So bringing the soles of the feet together, letting the knees open up wide, letting the hips open up naturally. Again, you can have your hands resting by your sides or one hand on the belly, the other one on your hearts. I encourage you to close your eyes here. Now from here on your next exhale, let's extend the legs out long, extending the arms out long, taking up some space. Again, I encourage you to close your eyes, coming into final Shavasana, letting the mind and the body reap all the benefits from this practice, as well as the match you just played. So I encourage you to stay here for as long as you like, as much as you need. If you're ready to go, we can mindfully rock up, coming into a seated position of your choice. Wherever you are, let's bring our hands together at our heart. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I encourage you to come back to this video right after you played a match, or maybe you can do it before bed. And if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe. From here, let's bring our hands up to our third eye. The light in me honors the light in all of you. Thank you so much.